Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, September 14th, 2024. Fire potential impacts for the next few days are shown here. For today, we're just generally looking at warming and drying conditions across the Great Basin, but we do have some gusty winds picking up along the Sierra Front. Tomorrow, the winds really strengthen across Nevada, and we start to see some moisture moving into the Great Basin, mainly Utah and eastern Nevada. And then on Monday, the low really starts to swing through, bringing widespread wetting rains to western Nevada and the central Idaho mountains with scattered showers elsewhere, cooler temperatures, but we also see gusty winds continuing in far southern Nevada. Yesterday was a quiet day with no precipitation or lightning. 24-hour fire activity is shown here. We've had 13 fires for 114 acres, and large fire growth was just over 1,000 acres. These ERCs are from yesterday, but represent the general trend of lower fire danger across Idaho, Wyoming, and northern Nevada, with some pockets of higher fire danger further south. Precipitation for the past 7 days is shown here on the left with those couple days of storms over central Idaho and Wyoming. We saw anywhere from a third to over an inch of precipitation in mainly the western and central Idaho mountains and western Wyoming. Elsewhere, it was pretty dry. And then compared to the past 14 days, percent of average, we can see still very dry conditions out there over Nevada, Utah, and up into eastern Idaho. Maybe this next system coming next week will improve those conditions. Okay, the satellite imagery this morning is just showing some light cloud cover over Idaho, otherwise sunny skies across Utah and Nevada. Smoke for this afternoon, we'll continue to see some smoke from California moving up into portions of southern Nevada and northern Utah. Idaho remains clear generally today and into tomorrow, but still some smoke from the California fires just finding its way into the Great Basin under that increased southwest flow tomorrow. Okay, the upper level pattern for today is showing that low pressure trough off the Pacific Northwest coast here starting to strengthen and develop that will be impacting us early next week. But for today, generally dry conditions across the Great Basin with somewhat increased winds from yesterday. No high risk on our significant fire potential. So the gusts for this afternoon are going to be a little bit higher than yesterday, anywhere from 15 to maybe 20 miles an hour here or there. A little bit breezy along the Sierra Front this afternoon. And the minimum relative humidity is showing a drier air mass over Nevada and Utah and portions of southern Idaho. Still some slightly elevated values over the central Idaho mountains, but definitely coming down from where we've been the past few days. On Sunday, that low really strengthens and drops a little bit further south, bringing some very strong winds to Nevada and portions of western Utah. We do have high risk issued in Nevada for those gusty winds. Although winds will be gusty in Idaho, the relative humidities will start to come up just a bit, so the winds won't be quite as critical. Taking a look at those winds, across much of Nevada, we'll have gusts 30 to 35, 40 miles an hour possible over much of the state, and then we'll see some of those gusty winds possible over western Utah as well. Minimum relative humidities will be lowest in Nevada with values in the mid to upper teens, slightly higher values in Utah with most of those values near 20% or so. Still low in portions of eastern Idaho, but we already begin to see those values coming up with the front in western Idaho. Precipitation for Sunday should be fairly light. Most of the storms will be focused over the higher elevations of Utah, but late in the day, we're talking like late evening, early overnight hours, precipitation will start in Nevada and possibly up into Idaho as well. Maximum temperatures on Sunday will be near seasonal values with highs near 80 or into the low 80s. Okay, on Monday, that main low swings into Nevada, bringing widespread wetting rain, cooler temperatures, an overall change to the weather pattern. So gusty winds will remain over far southern Nevada where the air mass is still on the drier side. So looking at those gusts, again, pretty strong gusts over southern Nevada and southern Utah. Gusts up to 45, maybe 50 miles an hour, but again, relative humidity will be coming up. So not as significant of a fire weather impact, but certainly something to be aware of. And minimum relative humidities really come up across Idaho and northern Nevada as the precipitation moves in. Precipitation totals for Monday are shown here, really high precipitation totals in western Nevada with values over a half to 3/4 of an inch in these shades of pink and purple here in western Nevada. Idaho will start to see some precipitation as well as portions of northern Nevada and even northern Utah and even up into western Wyoming. So overall, lots of chances for precipitation moving in on Monday with the core of that precip over western Nevada. Temperatures really dropping across western Nevada as well with highs in the low 60s. A little bit warmer in Idaho and Utah with highs in the 70s to maybe near 80. 3-day precipitation totals are shown here. This is reflective of that next storm coming in Sunday into Monday. Pretty good precip totals over Nevada and up into Idaho. These lighter shades of blue are going to be anywhere between 3/4 of an inch to maybe over an inch of precipitation. But wait, there's more. That low continue on Thursday. That first low will move up into the northern portions of the Great Basin across Idaho for cooler temperatures and continued showers there. Lower fire danger everywhere, pretty much everywhere on Tuesday, especially across the north. On Wednesday, another low pressure system drops into California, into Nevada for another shot of precipitation and cooler temperatures. On Thursday, that low remains in place over the Great Basin, keeping the party going with precipitation and cool temperatures. Low fire danger everywhere in the basin by Thursday. Finally, by Friday, it looks like that a series of lows will exit the area, and we'll be back into a cool but drier pattern. 7-day precip totals shown here are pretty impressive for a mid-September storm. Again, these lighter shades of blue are going to be an inch to an inch and a quarter, and then there's these purple pockets in here are an inch and a half plus. So we see a few of those pockets over northern western Nevada, central Idaho, and western Wyoming. So a pretty significant to long duration, cold, wet pattern headed our way for next work week. The extended forecast does dry things out a bit as we head into the last week or so of September. Near normal temperatures with a drier air mass, especially moving into Utah and Nevada. That concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.